Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey here, and welcome to another movie/TV show news update. And as you can tell behind me, this video is going to be about the official Phase 4 slate of the MCU. That's right, we have finally gotten our official look at Marvel's Phase 4 of the MCU, which stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe. And boy, there were some movies in this slate that I wasn't expecting, and it even surprised me more that they were counting some of the TV shows that are going to be on Disney Plus as part of the slate. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first Marvel movie that we're getting in Phase 4, I mean, this was a no-brainer. I predicted this would probably be the first one, or this would be in Phase 4 for sure, and that is Black Widow. Yep, we all knew this was going to be in Phase 4 soon, somehow, and the fact that it's going to be the very first MCU movie of Phase 4, it was really a no-brainer. So, that's actually surprising that the first movie we get in Phase 4 is Black Widow. Now, as for the next supposed entry in the Phase 4, this is actually one of the MCU TV series. And this one, I mean, when I saw Endgame, and like I said, spoilers if anyone has not seen Endgame yet, I thought this was a no-brainer that they would probably do something with these characters, and that is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. Yep, I heard that not only is Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan coming back to play their characters, but one villain character that's coming back that nobody saw coming was Baron Zemo. But unlike his appearance in Captain America Civil War, he is going to have his comic book costume that I haven't seen in the comics yet, but I know he has some sort of costume that he wears over his face. So that's actually going to be interesting, the fact that Baron Zemo is coming back, because he was left alive at the end of Civil War, but nobody knows what happened to him since then. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series is going to pick up on that, so that's pretty cool. Now, as for the next MCU movie, that's right, the next one is a movie. The next movie that we get in Phase 4 after Black Widow is, and like I said, this one was also a no-brainer, we knew this one was coming, The Eternals. Yep, The Eternals are basically another movie that I heard is going to take place throughout many points in history. And all I know is that they're going to be facing off against some villains known as the Defiants. I don't know what that's about, but all I know is that it has a great cast. Like Angelina Jolie is cast as one of the Eternals, and I'm interested to see how she does in this movie. And there's been speculation that we might even see a younger version of Thanos before he became the big bad that we knew him from during the Infinity Saga. So that's going to be interesting. So I can't wait for this movie, The Eternals, to come out. Now, the next release date we have is February 12th of 2021. This is another movie. Now, this movie I never had put in any of my predictions for movies in Phase 4. But I'm a bit surprised that this movie is coming out, and that is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Honestly, I was almost certain they were going to put Black Panther 2 in that spot, because, February, 3 years after the other one, but nope, it turns out Black Panther 2 is not going to be part of Phase 4, and that Shang-Chi is going to be in this spot. Now, the thing I like about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is that it might finally introduce us to the real Mandarin. That's right, the real Mandarin. Because if you remember the movie Iron Man 3, it did show us the supposed Mandarin, but it was played by Ben Kingsley, but it was revealed that his character was just an actor portraying the Mandarin, and even though that other guy Killian, who says he claimed to be the Mandarin, but even he was making a mockery of him. So I heard this film might finally introduce us to the real Mandarin, which that's why it's called The Legend of the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings group even appeared in the first Iron Man movie. They were the ones who kidnapped Tony Stark, who were hired by Obadiah Stane, and they were actually sort of featured in the first Ant-Man movie that I did not realize. They've been featured in quite a few movies. So the fact that we finally get to see the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, will be one heck of a movie. Now, in the spring of 2021, we are going to be getting another MCU TV series. This one is a big surprise to me, but it's a series called WandaVision. That's right, so we are going to be seeing... and this series does take place after the events of Avengers Endgame. We get to see Scarlett Johansson... not Scarlett Johansson, what am I saying? Scarlet Witch is what I was trying to say. So we get to see Scarlet Witch back, and shockingly, we get to see Paul Bettany back as Vision, as you can tell from him right there. But that's a big surprise to me, because we all know he never got brought back after the end of Infinity War, so maybe this series will show us how he gets brought back. Now, the next release I have on my list is pretty insane. So, the next movie we have in spring of 2021, which is May 7th release date, is a movie, and this one caught me by surprise and what it's supposed to be about. And that is Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. And like that subtitle sort of caught me by surprise. And what's even caught me more by surprise is that Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen, is going to be in this movie. And I heard that Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness picks up right after the WandaVision series lets up. So the last episode, when that last episode airs on Disney Plus, Doctor Strange 2 picks up right after that. And I've been hearing quite a bunch of rumors, and I never knew this happened in the comics, but Scarlet Witch actually turns bad because of what happened during the events of Infinity War and Endgame when she lost Vision. And I don't know if this is going to happen or whatever, but she might lose Vision at the end of the WandaVision series. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe something apparently pisses her off to turn against the Avengers, and Doctor Strange has to be the one to defeat her in his sequel. But she's not the only one that's going to be a bad guy in his sequel. I heard we might finally get introduced to a villain called Nightmare, who is supposed to be the villain in this movie. But I've been hearing a lot of rumors that Mordo from the first Doctor Strange is also going to be a baddie in this movie, because we all saw how at the end credit scene he was taking the magic out of every sorcerer and was explaining to this guy that there was too many sorcerers, and that's what's wrong with the world. So I'm interested to see if Mordo will come back in this movie. Now, another TV series that's coming out happens to be one that I didn't realize was even going to be a thing, but that is Loki. Yep, Loki, Thor's brother, is getting his own TV series. Now, at first, my first thought was, when does this series take place? And we finally got the answer during the San Diego Comic-Con. It turns out that this series is going to take place right after the Loki from 2012 during Avengers Endgame was able to grab the Tesseract and just go through a portal and disappear. So this series will feature the Loki from the 2012 version of the first Avengers film, because since he stole the Tesseract, apparently people are thinking that Captain America did not realize that he didn't try to go back and make him and stop him from stealing the Tesseract. So I'm interested see how this series turns out. I mean, especially because this will be the evil version of Loki, not the Loki we saw die during Infinity War, which obviously means that everything he ever did between Thor: The Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, and Infinity War, it never happened to this Loki. So it'll be interesting to see how he turns out in this TV series. Now, the next series we have, yep, this is another TV series that we have in Phase 4 in the summer of 2021, is an animated show called What If? Now, all I know about this animated series is that almost every original live-action actor is coming back to voice their character, all except for Robert Downey Jr., of course, as Tony Stark. May that character rest in peace. But I heard rumors that this series is going to go, that the first episode of this new series is going to be what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum. Like, that's why it's called What If. So it shows us what could have happened differently in these scenarios. So I'm interested to see how this series plays out, but boy, what a lineup so far. And the last TV series that we're getting in the fall of 2021 happens to be the Hawkeye series, where I hear rumors that we are finally going to get introduced to a character known as Kate Bishop, who takes on the mantle of Hawkeye from Clint Barton. So I'm assuming that this series will show Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton's reign come to an end, and we will not be able to see the Hawkeye we've known since the first Avengers film, as well as the first Thor film. That will now be taken on by Kate Bishop. So I'm interested to see what this character has in store. Now, the last MCU movie of Phase 4 that has been confirmed and considered to be the last installment of Phase 4 is one that I was totally shocked about. I did not know they were going to make another one of these, and that is Thor 4: Love and Thunder. This is the fourth installment of the Thor series, and at first I heard rumors that this movie does take place after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but the thing is, where's the Guardians of the Galaxy 3? It's not in Phase 4. Well, that's been rumored to be part of Phase 5, and this is mostly because of the whole James Gunn getting fired originally, but then getting rehired, and he can't do Guardians 3 until he's done with Suicide Squad, so in the DC universe, so that sort of messed up the schedule a little bit. But I heard that when we see Thor: Love and Thunder, we need to see a little bit of hints as to what could have possibly happened with him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, because his character is going to be in that movie. But at some point by the end of Guardians 3, he leaves the Guardians to be a part of the fourth Thor movie. So I'm going to be interested to see how that turns out. But that's not the only thing that was revealed about this movie. It's been revealed that Natalie Portman as Jane Foster from Thor and Thor: The Dark World, even though she was trying to get away from the MCU after Thor: The Dark World, and apparently that cameo she had in Endgame was just old footage, it's been revealed that this is a big shock to me. Her character, Jane Foster, is going to be taking on the mantle of Thor in this movie. Like, apparently they're calling her Lady Thor. And my first reaction was like, I did not expect them to change Thor, the mantle of Thor to a female character. Like, apparently that's happened in the comics before, but according to the comics, the only reason the character Jane Foster becomes the new Thor is because of some cancer that she develops since the time of Thor: The Dark World up until this moment. And that's why gaining the powers of Thor and taking over the mantle causes her cancer to go away. But as long as she is considered the new Thor, her cancer will no longer be in her life. So, but it's interesting that she is going to be holding the old hammer as her character, because didn't the hammer actually break in Thor Ragnarok? and Cap took it back at the end of Endgame. Like, what's up with that? But then, now that you think about it, she technically did. We are getting the Loki series, which means anything that happened during Thor Ragnarok or Thor: The Dark World didn't even happen. Especially Thor Ragnarok, because that's when his hammer got broken. But then that makes you think, well, then what about Stormbreaker? Like, what's going to happen with him? Or with that axe? I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be interesting to see how this movie plays out. So, that is my announcement for Phase 4. This is the lineup that I heard about, and like I said, as you may know, there are a lot of movies that I did not mention in this slate, but unfortunately those are going to be part of Phase 5, and if D23 does reveal those movies as part of Phase 5, they'll probably give us that lineup as well, so I'm probably going to wait until D23 to make a video based on Phase 5 if that's confirmed. But anyways, that's all for now in this video, and I will see all you dudes in the next video.